welcome to my series Finesse and Flair. Today I have an exceptionally talented, a brilliant and an indispensable part of the Indian National Polo team, Mr. Dhruv Pal Godara.
Hello.
Welcome, Dhruv.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Bia.
Thank you so much, Dhruv. So, Dhruv, I want to know, you come from a very distinguished family of, having dealt in your family, people have been cavaliers, they've been horsemen. So, how was it growing up for you with horses, and how was your childhood like, considering you grew up with them?
I think we had one of the most amazing childhoods, you can dream about, being an army officer's son. And that too, son of an officer who was in the 61st Cavalry. So
Right.
obviously we had access to all the beautiful places, traveling every second or third year, and especially growing up around horses because my father was in the cav.
Right.
It's been a very strong bond ever since. So I've never looked back, since the first day I saw horses.
Excellent. So, like you said, you grew up with horses, but what made you choose polo as a career? I mean, you could have joined the army and, joined 61 Cav, or you could have taken any other career up. But what made you take up polo as a career?
Well, it's a bit funny because it all started with a sibling rivalry. So whatever my brother did, I would like to do the same and kick his ass. But I think it started off that way, obviously, because we were very young, didn't really. But I think the more I spend time with the horses and the more I spend time playing polo and being around equestrian, I knew from the beginning this is what my calling is, and this is what my real passion is all about. So that was it. It was decided way in the beginning that this is what I'm going to do.
Great, awesome. So when did you actually get into the Indian National Polo team? In which?
It was 94. That was my first World Cup we played. I was the youngest team member ever, any Indian polo player playing on the Indian team for a World Cup championship. And I was introduced on the team as an extra. And as the camp came along, as the training came along, I was told actually the night before I was supposed to play against Pakistan that I'm playing on the team. And it was, I think, one of the most disturbing and exciting, evenings of my life. So yeah, it went well, and we went on to beat Pakistan, and we beat South Africa, and we made it to the finals of the World Cup. And that was the best finish ever the Indian team has had in the World Cup standings. We finished 4th overall, which is
amazing.
Never achieved. Yeah.
Wow. So you've actually been like this indispensable part of the Indian polo team for more than 25 years now. If you said you started in 1994, it's been over 25 years that you've been a part of the Indian polo team. And of course, Dhruv, you've achieved so much over the years. You won so many accolades. So you're the only person who has actually captained the Indian team twice, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did that happen? How come you are the only one who managed to captain the Indian polo team twice?
Well, I guess it has. I mean, I won't say that there are not other players who are capable of doing it, but I think things just turned out right at the right time when the calling was there. And also, I would like to believe that I love to train the hardest, work the hardest, and have the best regime that is out there. So I'm always on a lookout what the competition is all about, and I try to stay right on top of that, no matter what.
Awesome. Excellent. Absolutely. Dedication and hard work. There are absolutely no two ways about it.
Exactly.
So Dhruv, you're also one of the few players who's a +6 handicap, if I'm not wrong. So to a lay person, to somebody like me who doesn't understand polo that well, what does a +6 handicap mean to a lay person? How does this handicap, this terminology work?
It works exactly like golf, how you handicap in the game of golf.
Right.
but it works the other way around. So in golf, the better you are, your handicap goes in minus. And in polo, the better you get, you go into a plus handicap. So we start at a -2 and we finish at a +10. And being in India, like frankly, India is not, you cannot call India a polo playing nation compared to the other countries who are doing well in the sport. And yet we have managed to produce players at a 6 handicap. So including me, I think there have been only 2 other players who've reached the handicap of +6. One is Shamsher Ali and one is Simran Shergill.
Oh, wow.
So that makes just the 3 of us who
That's
have been handicapped.
Excellent. Wow. So Dhruv, you've also, of course, traveled the whole world. You know, you've represented India nationally, internationally. So tell me, you just said that, you know, considering this is not our main focus, we all know that cricket is religion in India, but polo is, of course, you know, the game of the sophisticated and the royals. And we have been playing polo. The royals have been playing polo in India for a long time. But where does India stand today on a global front? How does India stand when we speak about polo today?
See, I think, like, how would I say? So the World Championships are held at a tournament limit of 14 goals. The team total has to be 14 goals, not over. And the highest is +40 goals. So we are nowhere close to the +40 goal category.
Okay.
But having said that, you know, the entire world has the access to take part in the World Championships. And we have qualified for the finals 4 times, out of which 3 times I've been on the team.
Oh, wow, that's fabulous.
I think that says a lot about the country, that we do have a lot of talent. You know, in fact, I consider most Indians natural born riders. They are somehow just built perfectly well to handle a horse and, you know, take up the game, take up the sport. But I think we do need a lot more media. You know, we need a lot more sponsorship to take the game forth. These are the only 2 big factors that help the sport grow. Now, so like you said, so cricket is a religion in the country, right? So if you consider that, we are also not much of a, you know, we don't have a sport culture as such. So I think awareness needs to be there, but I think media would be a big help in taking the sport a little forward.
Yeah, I think that's very important, because today media does play a huge role in taking the sport forward. Absolutely.
Plus, I think we also get around doing a league of polo, a polo league, start a league. That too will give a
that will be brilliant.
I think things are in the pipeline, so let's see. Hopefully, it should come out.
Wow, that happens. That will be fantastic. That'll be really good. So Dhruv, you've also actually, you know, played for very big names in India and represented them both again nationally and internationally. So if you'd like to tell our viewers that, you know, what are the big names that you have played for, the big known names in the polo circuit?
There are quite a few, but just offhand that I can remember of all the big name, my dear friends who I've played with. There's Naveen Jindal, there's Karan Thapa. I played for Vicky Oberoi from the Oberoi Group of Hotels. His Highness from Udaipur, Arvind Singh Ji, and even Shivraj Singh, you know, the Prince of Jodhpur. So these are just a few to name. There's Sanjay Kapoor also. Yeah, pretty much. These are names.
Wow. Okay. So, Dhruv, now again, at the moment, we all know that during the pandemic times, things have changed, and, you know, you haven't been probably traveling the way you were earlier with the polo team. So, what is it that you are doing at the moment? I know that you did mention that you are, you know, training horses and coaching as well. So, what kind of coaching and training are you into at the moment while, you know, we're off season?
I consider, you know, this lockdown that happened starting with the last year, I think it's been a blessing in disguise. You know, it has really put a lot of things into the right perspective, you know, personally, emotionally, spiritually, professionally, in every way possible. I feel I've never been so close to the entire family, my friends. I've managed to bring about a very good management around my horses, because now there's enough time to focus on the things you actually need to do. And I think this, between the last 2 years, this is the fittest I've ever been my entire life.
Wow.
So yeah, so the time now is spent more around the family, around my stables where I keep my horses. And whatever extra time I get, I like to read, be around my friends, be around the family. So it's been blissful.
I totally agree with you. I think all of us have spent so much of quality time with our family and our loved ones in the last 1.5 years or so, which we probably haven't done in our entire lifetime, because we're getting that kind of time to spend, that quality time with our loved ones, which is a
Yeah,
blessing in disguise. Absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely. So, Dhruv, since, you know horses better than anybody else because you've seen them since you were growing up. So how is a horse as an animal? Like, how would what has your experience been with horses, or something that you'd like to tell, people like us who haven't probably seen a horse close quarter? What is it as an animal?
Well, horse is considered not amongst, it is the most noble animal that is out there. It has a lot of strength, and yet a lot of compassion at the same time. There's a mention of horses in the Quran saying, if there's any noble animal that exists on earth, it's the horse, is
Right.
the rightful gods. And just to give a layman an idea what's all about, is like, you holding something that's around, say, 20, 30 times stronger than you, and is going at a flat out speed, and you play the game. It's an unbelievable experience. I think this is the reason why most people get hooked on to being around horses. And if one time you get it right, it's going to stay with you for life.
Wow. I am a big fan of horses. I never learned riding, but I think it's the most handsome, it's the most beautiful animal God has ever created. It's
You
just
should
so.
you should start now.
I know it's never too late. Absolutely. I should. Actually, I should. Because I absolutely adore them. I love horses.
They are beautiful.
So don't tell me, they're absolutely amazing. Now you've again, you've been a part of the whole polo, national polo team for 25 years. You've grown up, you've represented India internationally. What has been your absolute favorite, experience or destination or world championship, which is absolutely unforgettable?
I think probably not the best example I would say, but yeah, I think the most memorable was my first tournament that I played was a junior IPA in Delhi.
Okay.
And my first goal, so from the throw-in, you have a throw-in, and I just managed to pick up the ball from there, and I went all the way and scored, but not realizing that was a self goal.
Oh.
So yeah, that was a sort of a bittersweet memory, but that's going to stay for life.
Awesome. And speaking of goals, also, you have actually single-handedly, you've done all the goals for a particular match, not once but twice, right? Which is again,
Like I've been a high scorer in the World Cup also, but I think the biggest one for me would be we won the Indian Open Championships in Delhi against the Jindal team, and the score was 7-6, where I scored all the 7 goals. So
wow, that is fabulous. That's
that's the
fabulous.
one.
Imagine, wow, amazing, amazing, excellent. I still remember now, of course, one is not in Delhi anymore, but when my father was the quartermaster general, we used to go to the Jaipur Polo Grounds and watch all the matches. And oh my God, it's such an amazing feeling. It's a different world altogether. And I really, really do miss that a lot. Really, really miss that. And next
You,
time I'm in Delhi, I'm
you should
definitely
come
coming.
for the Delhi season in November.
Yes,
Good time to
absolutely.
come.
Yeah, that's the peak time. So yeah, I would love to come and see that again. Hopefully, if things are back to normal.
Hopefully, yes.
Okay, so my last question, Dhruv, to you is: what do you think is the future of the Indian polo team, or just polo in India generally? What do you think? How do you think it's going to be in the few years to come?
See, India as such, it has become the land of, the country for hosting the league games, maybe the best in the world. So there is no doubt we have all the big houses, we have all the money, we have all the capital to push any sport to a different level, maybe to the best level in the world. So I think polo in the coming years, the way I see things, with a lot of media getting involved, with the league happening in the near future, I think it won't be long before we have the right infrastructure that's required for the game. And once that is in place, I think we can produce world-class players in the near future.
I think we already have world-class players like you. So,
Thank you.
we have, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if we can better ourselves as a team internationally, why not? Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dhruv. Thanks a ton for taking out time and coming on my show, Finesse and Flair. It was an absolute pleasure to have you
Likewise.
here.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you ever so much. Thank you guys for watching Finesse and Flair, and stay tuned for my next episode.